was the worst cab ride I've had in a long time. Hey guys, it's now Saturday. I just realized I didn't really tell you guys what was going on or anything yesterday. I just sort of started filming. Oh, I still don't feel real good. So I went out yesterday. I had to go get my fluids. No big deal. I got my normal cabby going there, which was great. He's awesome. But on the return, I had to stop at the pharmacy, which wasn't a big deal. I was going to have them wait for me. But I had a new guy, which I'd never had before, and it was clear he had no idea how to do the tie-downs. I'm not even sure he did the 4 points on the base of the chair correctly. Yeah, I couldn't really see how he was doing them. So I'm like, well, could you please do the shoulder strap? And at this point, I have my neck brace on. So he's like, oh, yeah. And I start noticing, he's struggling a little bit, kind of like, let me see if I can set my phone down. He's kind of like, looking at a couple straps, and I'm like, well, here, let me show you how, because I've had a shoulder strap like that in previous vans, in my personal van, not the one I have now, but the one I had before this one. And so, it's not a big deal for me to, show them how to put it together, tell them where it fastens, all that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Well, the first thing he did wrong was the piece that comes from up here, which hooks in kind of like your basic shoulder strap that you would have if you were sitting in the front seat of a car. Well, it comes down and it hooks into the buckle that hooks basically the seatbelt portion that hooks into your back tie-downs that just keeps you in your chair should you not have a seatbelt in your chair. Well, it should come down and fasten either over your hip or sometimes a little bit forward, depending on how it's set up. It should be over your hip. Well, once I told him, this goes here, then these two will fasten back here. And I'm sorry, you can't really see my hands. I started noticing number one, he hit Phoenix in the face. Phoenix was like sitting right here. With a piece of the metal. It's like, okay, this isn't okay. So I moved Phoenix a little bit, and I noticed he's really yanking on that strap more than is normal. And I was trying to figure out, what's going on. This isn't right. And I mean, it's starting to pull me like this. It's like, okay. And of course, I have a few photos that I'm going to insert. But it's like sitting like this and pushing into the side, like right below my rib cage, which was very uncomfortable. Turns out what he did was instead of fastening the left side to the left side and the right side to the right side, he brought the left side all the way over, wrapped it around my chair, and fastened it to the back right side. Which, to be honest, had we gotten in a wreck, would have killed me. It was that bad. I asked him again, I was like, have you never done this before? He's like, oh, no, not these. I'm like, yeah, you need to ask to be retrained. And actually, my side is still hurting from all the pushing and pulling and, and of course, every little stop and bump and turn, that buckle that's like this big plus all the connectors which have knobs and on them were digging into my side. I'll be surprised if it doesn't bruise because it's not fun. I called and when I decided not to have him wait for me and just to wait for my mom. So I called after I got done at the pharmacy and reported what had happened. And there wasn't a manager, and it was like 3 o'clock, so I don't know why there was no manager in. But the guy I talked to said that he would forward it to his manager. And yeah, he was super apologetic. But that's dangerous. The tie downs are supposed to be done for a reason. It's for your safety, for the person in the chair's safety. And doing them wrong can be very dangerous. I don't want to be like, oh, he was so horrible. I mean, he drove great. I've had cabbies that drove like bats out of hell. He drove fine, but the problem was every little turn, I was either falling out of my chair one side because the strap was yanking me, or digging my side into metal. By the time I got to the pharmacy, which wasn't even that long a drive, I was in so much pain I could barely even take my neck brace off. It was bad.